to the virtual committee leadership orientation. I'm Mary Johnston, Clerk of Council from the city of Westerville, Ohio. And normally, if we would have had the conference in St. Louis, we would have done this session on a Sunday, but here we are. So we're going to make the best of it and get through this. I don't anticipate this will take more than a half an hour, 45 minutes at the most. You've all received a copy of the memo agenda and some supporting documentation that would help you this next year. But I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Sherry and let her introduce herself.
Hi, everybody. Most of you probably know me. I'm Sherry Pierce, and I'm the incoming president for IIMC. And welcome to the committee. We're excited that you're going to be joining us this year. And I'm going to go over some of the memo that Lana gave to you guys this morning. And if you have any questions, please give me a call, email me, and both Mary and I will be happy to help you over the next year with your committees.
Thanks, Sherry. At this time, let's go ahead and just do a really quick introduction, and we'll go by committee. So just give your name and your position on the committee and where you're located. So we'll go ahead and start off with conference committee.
Hi, Carrie Roseman from Clay Center, Kansas.
Diane Whitby from the city of North Little Rock, Arkansas. And by the way, the host of the 2022 conference where we will see all of you all.
Camilla Pittman, city of Greenville, South Carolina.
Thanks, Camilla. I think we need Janet.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my unmute and stuff. Janet Gray from the Village Rand tool.
Okay, thank you. Next will be education and professional development.
This is Angela Johnson with the town of Meeteetse in Wyoming.
Hi,
Hello, everyone. This is Elizabeth Garcia Beckford, City of North Lauderdale, Florida.
Connie Abrahamson, Region 9 Director and Board Liaison.
Janice on? I guess not. Janice Bates is a board liaison, and Kate Semlick is also a board liaison. Diane Plugfelder is also a board liaison. She could not be with us. And Pamela Smith is a board liaison. And I know Pamela's here somewhere.
Madam President.
All right, on to election committee.
Barb Geckner, Chair from Cambridge, Wisconsin.
Good afternoon, it's Terry Hudson reporting from Milford, Delaware. I am the Region 2 Director and Board Liaison.
Lucretia Wanzer, Town of Killington, Vermont, Vice Chair.
Great, thanks. On to International Relations Committee. Sharon? International Relations.
Sharon Kassler, Cambridge, Ohio, and I'm the chair.
Good morning, Lana McPherson, IIMC past president, and I am the board liaison.
Sarah Jeffries in the UK, board liaison.
Anyone else? All right. Membership and Mentoring Committee.
Carrie Johnson, City of Orangeburg.
Ann Quirk, Town of Barnstable, Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
Anyone else? Policy Review Committee.
Good morning, Tracy Davis, City of Kaiser, Oregon, and I'm the chair of the Policy Review Committee this year.
Hello, everyone. Stephen Hike, board liaison to the committee, and I am in the City of Richmond Hill, Ontario, Canada.
Hello, I'm Region 7 Director Helen Ingold from Crestwood, Missouri, and the board liaison.
All right. Public Relations and Marketing Committee.
Good afternoon. Marie Mull from the City of Portage, Wisconsin, Region 6 Director and Board Liaison.
Anyone else? All right. Records Management Committee.
Hi, Mary. Thank you, everyone. My name is Kathy Monteo. I'm from the City of Lewiston, Maine, and I'm the chair of the committee this year.
Anyone else? All right. Last but not least, Research and Resource Committee.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I was having some technical difficulties a while ago. This is Lisa Bierling, a former Region 3 Director and Board Member. I am chairing the Research and Resource Committee this year.
Anyone else?
Hello, everyone. I'm Leticia Bosick, and I am the board liaison and Region 4 Director for the International Institute of Municipal Clerks, Public Relations, and Marketing Committee.
Phyllis McGraw, Region 4 Director, Board Liaison for the Research and Resource Committee, and from Buckeye City, Louisiana.
Anyone else? All right. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate taking the time to do that, and I appreciate you being here today again, and also for serving on committees, either as chair, vice chair, or a board liaison. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm just going to go over the purpose for committees and how important they are to our association. As we all know, in the fall and November, staff puts an article in the News Digest requesting volunteers to serve on committees. And then at our February executive committee meeting, the executive committee goes over all those applications that were received by the deadline in January. And we give a good review and consideration on where to put everyone. And this year, I'm pretty sure we put everyone on the committee that was their first choice. So we were happy to do that, and it all worked out really well. The committee rosters, which I'm sure you've all received by now from Denise at headquarters, has your goals and objectives, and it has the dates when everything is due back in the headquarters. If you have any budget requests, you will be expected to submit a report in September of any of your activities or any objectives you've completed, because those will be given to the board of directors at our mid-year meeting in November. If there are updates to the rosters, you will receive those. And if you have any changes to your information, make sure you get that to Denise at headquarters as well, so we have the most up-to-date information on file. Committees, as we all know, and I know all of you have served on committees in the past, are very important to our work. And it's crucial that we complete our objectives and goals that are given to us every year. And if you do have any questions or concerns, or you're hitting a brick wall, please reach out to me, Sherry, or to Chris, and we'll be happy to help you, because we want you to be successful. And for some of the committee members, this is the only connection they have to IIMC if they are unable to attend a conference. So it's a good way for them to volunteer and really learn about IIMC, which hopefully leads to them possibly, and we hope that they will consider serving as a board of director or even on the executive committee. It's a good way to hopefully move on up and learn some good leadership skills. So now I'm going to turn it over to Sherry, who's going to go over some of the rules and responsibilities.
So, as Mary said, the executive board, Mary and I, got together in February, and we looked at all the committee applications, and we also selected I selected the vice chairs, and the vice chairs normally move on and become chair the next year. And Mary, of course, already had her vice chairs in place, and you all moved forward and became chair of your committee. The committee, your chair's term, begins at the annual conference and concludes 12 months later. I want to just go over some of the responsibilities of the chair. Of course, the chair involves all your members in the work that you're doing. And hopefully your chair has contacted you, if you're a committee member, to work with you on scheduling your meetings and talking about your goals and objectives for the next year. If not, they should be contacting you soon, hopefully. So the role of the chair, again, is just to make sure that your goals and objectives are accomplished within the term of those committees. Keep the committee members focused and on track. And if you create subcommittees, the chair is responsible for giving direction to those subcommittees and making sure that they accomplish those goals. They communicate regularly with your board liaisons, which everyone introduced themselves here as a liaison, with the staff and with your committee members. Again, you'll work with your board liaisons over the course of the year. If you have a budget request based on something that you have worked on with your committee, you need to be prepared to present that recommendation for the board to consider. Reports on committee activities and scheduled conferences with the president. And you're required to write 2 process reports over the year. So you'll do a report for our upcoming mid-year meeting, and then, of course, a report at the end of the year on what your committee has been working on. Generally, your liaison will present that report to the board. So you'll, as the chair, you'll be working with your liaison to make sure that that's properly communicated. And let's see what else. Your vice chair is chosen by the IIMC vice president, which was me last year. And then again, you're going to succeed. Normally you would succeed and become the chair next year. So if any of the chairs have any questions, again, contact myself, Mary, and staff is there to help you as well. And we'll talk about their role here in a few minutes.
Thanks, Sherry. Moving on to committee meetings. Most of your committee work will be conducted via email or teleconference. And now you have the option of using Zoom. So if you would like to use that, it's there. If you want to just conduct business via email, you have that option. But if you do want to set up any of the teleconferences or Zoom, you would need to work with the executive director for available dates and times. And that way they can provide that information like we did with this meeting on how to connect. If you do a telecon, they'll give you the number and the code to get in as well. And I did distribute to everyone, and if you don't have it, let me know and I'll resend it, but a guide to a successful conference call. And here in Westerville, we did up a guide for Zoom meetings, and we also used it for our board of directors meetings. So if you would like a copy of that as well on do's and don'ts for Zoom meetings, we'll be happy to provide that as well. Sherry?
So board liaisons. The board liaisons are generally selected by the president-elect based on their preference to be a liaison to a committee. Liaisons have full voting rights. So the chair should make sure that the liaisons, of course, receive all the materials that are sent to the other committee members. Your liaison, as I mentioned before, will be responsible for presenting your mid-year report and the annual report at the board of directors meeting. So you want to make sure that your liaison is fully informed and properly gives that report to the board. The executive director assigns staff liaisons to the committees. Generally, those staff liaisons have some sort of responsibility for what that committee might be working on. So for instance, Ashley may be working with the Education and Professional Development Committee as the liaison. And if you're membership committee, then Jan or whomever Chris decides would be your best liaison for that committee will be assigned to help you. The staff liaisons do not have voting rights. They're just assigned there to assist and support the committee in accomplishing your goals and objectives. So that about wraps it up, I think, for Mary's information that she provided to all of you. And I'll turn that back over to her. But again, I want to emphasize that if you have questions throughout the year, please contact Mary or myself. And again, we would hope that your chairs would be contacting the members here very soon. Chris, do you have anything to add on your the staff liaisons?
No, I think you both covered it. They're there to offer a historical perspective as well on things that the committees have done in the past or things that they're working on. So please use them. They're at your disposal. Thanks. Thanks, Sharon.
Thank you, Chris. Does anyone have any questions at this point?
Madam President?
Yes.
Just one quick question. I noticed on my roster that DeJimmer was one of the board liaisons, and I learned last week that he has retired. Will you be appointing anybody else? Because I know I have Sarah and Lana as board liaisons, and then I also have Tom Vanderhoven and, of course, Denise. So I just wasn't sure if you were going to appoint somebody else to replace DeJimmer, or are we just on hold, and can I move forward with who I have on the roster?
I think just for now, until we can find someone to fill his position.
Okay, thank you.
We just sent out the notice on the vacancy. for someone to fill that position. So we're giving the deadline to submit applications till June 30th.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes, ma'am. Got a question. Are you still accepting any additional applications at this time?
Excellent question. Yes, we will still take applications until September 1st. So if you know of anyone out there that would be interested in applying, have them do so. I believe the application is on the website. Access it that way or reach out to one of us and we'll make sure that they get the application. Thank you.
And I think that Denise, some of you have seen emails going back and forth, maybe from Denise, where we're changing some of our committee members. So hopefully you are all getting that if your roster is changed for your committee.
Yeah. She's really good about keeping up to date with member changes or information changes. So, Tracy.
Thanks, Madam President. I just have a quick question on our goals and objectives. So when we have new assignments, do those come directly from the board or from you? Or I know being on the policy committee last year, there was one item that we did not complete. Do we just automatically carry that over into this year? Or how do our goals and objectives and assignments work?
I believe that was supposed to be carried over to the new committee this year. That if you would like us to update your goals and objectives and add that to it as a continued goal,
Project.
we could do that. And mark it as such, so that way you know that it was carried over from last year.
Okay, thanks, Mary.
Anyone else? All right, well, thank you again for being on this meeting. And again, like Sherry said, if you have any questions, concerns, need some assistance, we're here to help you. So thank you for leading the committees this year, and to the board liaisons, thank you for serving there as well. And I hope you're all doing well, and hopefully we'll all be together in person very soon. So thank you again and take care.
Mary.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.